everyone, it is just Jocelyn here. As you can tell, there is no Rachel. She is working nights this week, and so I figured it would be a good time for me to film the Lightroom tutorial that I've been talking about filming for about a month now. I want to preface this by saying I have some idea how to use Lightroom. I've been using it for a while, but I'm completely self-taught. I've never taken any classes. I've never, done this professionally, so to speak. In this age, professional photography is a whole different issue, but I do know the skills that I'm going to show in this video, and I feel like they're pretty relatable for people in my position that run this type of Instagram account, like a couple's Instagram account or a solo Instagram account, and you just want to pick up those one or two tricks that you can use to take your photos from, mediocre level to a much higher level. I feel like these are all skills that I just kind of picked up from watching other people's YouTube videos or reading how-tos or just honestly fooling around in the app. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to take you step by step through the whole process. I've posted a number of portraits of just myself, and I feel like those have really gotten the point across that I'm trying, that I feel like this tutorial is going to hit at. So that's what we're going to be doing here today, is making one of those portraits that you might have seen either in my story or these are tips and tricks that I use in general when I'm putting up photos for Rachel and I in our account. So anyway, so I'm going to take you step by step. The first step of the process is I'm going to take a photo with this camera. So I'm going to use my phone to film that part of it, and then I'm going to do screen record on the computer. So I'm going to take you through the whole process, but thanks for coming along. All right, so we're back. So I work with a Canon T7i, so I was able to directly take my photos off of the camera and immediately put it onto either my phone or my computer or whatever, so which is really great. It's Bluetooth, so I can even do it when we're in the woods. But anyway, so I have chosen the picture that we're going to work on, and I'm gonna just start up this video now. And so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're going to apply a preset, mostly because I think it's just the best way to start, to kind of get yourself a starting point that you feel comfortable with your image. I chose this image because I took about 10, as you saw, and I chose this one because I think that it was a fair representation of all of them. I mean, they all looked kind of the same. So anyway, this is where I'm starting. And so I'm just gonna go through the presets that I have already made. So fun facts, I don't know if we've been asked it yet, but we started a blog as well, and we are going to be selling our presets on this blog. So I think each preset is gonna be $2, or a set of 5 is gonna be $8. I don't know. I honestly haven't completely priced them out in my head yet, but I think given the time and energy that I've spent in them, that will probably be around the prices. But anyway, I've developed all of these on my own. I have them saved into my Lightroom. Yeah, so these will all be available to buy soon. So like I said, to start, I'm gonna put on a preset. And to be honest, I'm kind of feeling a darker, more wintry vibe right now. It's raining out right now, so I think I'm a little bit partial because of that. So I'm gonna, looking at all of these, So I think I like this hidden wood. So I'm gonna apply that. So this is where I'm starting off. I'm gonna probably decrease the exposure just a little bit because this is indoor rather than outdoor. I think the curve is good. I'm gonna up the vibrance just a tad. So the magic here really happens in this next step that I'm gonna show you. As you can see, this image is like fairly simple. It's just me with a preset on top. The next thing I'm gonna do is actually apply a brush. And I don't know how many of you use Lightroom, but to me, the brush is the most like magical tool of Lightroom to ever exist. So I'm gonna start on my eyes just because I think that they're a good starting point. So the first thing that we're gonna do is when we get this brush, we're gonna make sure everything is at 0. So you can just click on, I don't know if you know this, but if you can just click on the word and it'll send the sliding scale, however you want to call it, back to 0. So we're going to work on the eyes first, and so the first thing we're going to do is work on the whites of the eyes. You want to basically like take away any redness or color that you have in them and maybe make them a little bit brighter. So we're going to tone down the texture, tone down the clarity, and totally decrease the saturation. And then what you do is you just put a little click there and then adjust the size of your brush. And you're just gonna brush in the whites of your eyes. I'm making a joke here about the whites of your eyes, but also actually brush in the whites of your eyes. You're just kind of like painting like you would in like kindergarten or something. Just you want that white just to kind of pop. So there. Go. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do the colors of our eyes. And I think this is the part of the tutorial that everyone is kind of focused on because I feel like this is the part that has really made my portraits stand out. So I'm gonna take my time going through this so you like really know how it works. So we're gonna do a new brush. I usually just put it kind of similar spot. Once again, reset everything. This time I'm gonna put the sharpness way up. I'm gonna put the saturation way up, the dehaze way up, clarity way up. And then I'm gonna just actually expose it just a tiny little bit. And then I'm gonna take my brush and I'm just gonna go over the colored parts of my eyes. I think they look a little dark, so I'm just going to expose them a little bit more. I'm going to up the contrast a little bit. So now you kind of get this opportunity to just like play with the color. I want to say one thing, if you really wanted to like change the color of your eyes, which I don't know if that's what people are into these days, but if you want to, you can open this color wheel and select a different color that you want your eyes to be, so you can get really funky, which I think is kind of crazy. I've used this a couple times in kind of my more artistic portraits if you've seen them, but I don't tend to do this. I like the natural color of my eyes, so I'm going to turn that off and just use my natural color, well, natural color of my eyes. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do another brush, and I'm actually gonna do 2 more brushes. One is gonna be for my eyebrows and eyelashes, and the other is going to be for my skin. So I'm gonna first do my eyebrows and eyelashes, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna actually, reset everything back to normal like we've been doing. And I'm gonna up the clarity and the sharpness because I really want those to jump out. I want you to be able to see like the individual hairs of my eyebrows. I know that seems like a silly thing to do, but you'll see why in a second. Okay. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my skin. And I, generally speaking, either go 2 ways with my skin. I will kind of up the clarity and make my freckles really pop, or I will just completely, you know, smooth it out and make it so that there's, you know, less blemishes, less freckles. I think I'm actually going to do some kind of in between right now, just for the sake of this tutorial, so it's kind of more of a natural look, but we'll see what you guys think. So I'm going to decrease the sharpness, decrease the clarity, decrease the texture. I'm not going to touch anything else. I'm not going to touch saturation. I'm not going to touch. So we can go back and play a little with that at the end, but I like to start here. So this will give us a good picture of what our skin's going to look like without touching anything else. And then just, like I said, just kind of paint over the skin. All right, we're back. I don't know if you knew we were back, but had some issues. We're good now. All right, so now we have this. Skin is relatively clear, but I still want to desaturate it a little bit. I think that for me personally, I have a lot of redness. And so I like to kind of pick my way through. I like to smooth and then kind of pick my way through, and then we're gonna do blemishes, and then we're gonna be done. So anyway, we're gonna do that now. So I have contrast down, highlights down, shadows down, texture down, clarity down, and saturation down just a little bit. And we're gonna take this, we're gonna make another brush like we have been doing. And we're going to just take this now and run it over, once again, the whole face. You can do this in one step if you wanted to, like the previous skin step and then this. I prefer to do it in 2 steps because I think it gives me a little more control over what areas I just smooth and what areas I smooth and desaturate. Like I said, it's all a matter of preference, kind of what you're looking for your image to look like. Alrighty. So now that the image looks like this, I'm gonna go over my hair a little bit. I wanna make it stand out just a tiny bit more, just because of who I am. Alright. So looking at this, I mean, I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks kind of what I was trying to show you guys. I might do a couple more, I might do one more brush to kind of desaturate the background so that my face really pops. So let's do one more of that before we end this. So then, I'm gonna send everything down. You're like, why does this matter? It doesn't. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do any of this. Don't do Lightroom. I just do this because I do think it makes the face come forward a little bit. Ooh, I'm gonna have to lighten that up because I don't want it to be that dramatic. Just want it to be a little dramatic. Like me. Really hope none of my friends ever find this video. Right, so with that, I'm gonna show you what it looked like. So this is what it looks like now, and this is where we started from. So, so what do you think? Do you think that this is helpful, not helpful? Anyway, I hope you found it helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. This is probably gonna take me a while to edit and get out this actual video because I'm much better editing pictures than I am at editing videos. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you found it helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or comments.